Hey, YouTube. Long time no video. Well, it's not that long. I mean, I just uh I just wasn't feeling it, you know? I really wasn't feeling it. I was getting into this like cool show, Two Broke Girls. I was feeling that. I was just like I was flipping channels like when I was watching Two Broke Girls, and then I was watching reruns of Little House on the Prairie, and it's such a contrast. Like it's like night and day. It's just like such a contrast. Like you go like one channel, you're like, okay, like there's the priest and there's the doctor. That's a good doctor, and there's the good family and there's the rich family, and and it's Walnut Grove, and you know, it's like Walnut Grove. Well, and then you flip to like Two Broke Girls, and it's like, you know, like what would happen if the chicks from Sex and the City, you know, just got out of jail. It's really funny. I really like the show. If you like Lucy Ethel type of humor, you'll probably enjoy it. Just wanted to make that recommendation before I go into my video vlog. So well, life, right? Life is crazy. It really is. I mean, I think everybody who watches my videos knows that back in whatever it was, 2001, I got diagnosed bipolar. So for all these years, a lot of people were like, well, everybody's bipolar. That's just the duality of man. And I was like, look, if you have seen a professional shrinkologist and they actually dub you bipolar, it's not just your basic duality of man. It means that you have hit some severe psychotic extremes and you needed to be medicated. Okay, so the just the regular normal duality of man doesn't need Abilify or dosages of trazodone. Okay, that's the duality of man doesn't need prescriptions. Okay, all right. But anyway, I'm making this joke only because I I haven't been on medication in a long time, and so I've been dealing with my symptoms, my psychosis, and I've been dealing with this now for 8 years, mostly off of medication. I've been on medication a few times because I have been back to the hospital. The past 8 years, I've been back to the hospital, but mostly for the past 8 years, I've been trying to strengthen my body's gotten weaker. 8 years ago, my body was a lot stronger, but as my body got a little weaker, my mind got a lot stronger because I've been dealing with my psychological issues without medication. And it's been really rough because the hardest symptom that I suffer is a part of the schizoaffective disorder, and it's the voices. And there's lots of people who talk about I hear voices. And a lot of times when there's a lot of strange crimes committed, we've heard it before. The voices made me do it. Well, that's not. I think I said it in another video. It's not a lie. Like those voices can be very dangerous and harmful. And the hardest part about dealing with psychosis like that without medication, not that the medication always works, because there were many years where I was on medication and I was still having to contend with the voices. And that's even worse because you're like, I'm taking the dang pills. Why isn't it working? Well, since I've been trying to deal with it. And sometimes, I mean, I look like a lunatic. I mean, sometimes it's like I'm watching a TV show and I don't know if it was the TV or just something in my head. And I start screaming at the TV. And it's like something got triggered because I didn't know how to manage, I didn't know which voice it was. That gets confusing. People are like, why are you yelling at the TV? I'm like, well, something got triggered. Don't know why. I hate that. I hate when it happens. But yeah, triggers. Um, but I've learned how to stay safe for myself. I stay alone a lot because as lonely as I get, and I get very lonely. I mean, very lonely. Um, I'm I don't want to freak people out with my weirdnesses. I mean, when I sense that my anger thermometer is rising, I haul ass because I don't want to flip out and like, spaz out in front of everybody. I just come back home and I just, I flip out by myself. I mean, last night, or was it last night or the night before? I can't remember. It was like last night or the night before. I got shit faced drunk. I hardly ever like drink like that. Like I'm not really a boozer. I'm a smoker, so I don't really do a lot of boozing. But I had some whiskey, and I mean I made three severely hardcore drinks with that whiskey, and I chugged them because I had a shit day. I mean I just had a shit day. you know, Everybody has good days and bad days, and I guess everybody has different coping mechanisms. I mean, usually I can deal with, an average day just with my cigarette. It's like light my cigarette. If I don't like what you're saying, it's no big deal. I just wave my cigarette at you, and inside my head, I'm thinking, yeah, you're full of shit, and I don't give a fuck. Pretty much. But I have my cigarette to sort of deal with that. But on a really severely shitty day, cigarette's not enough, and I don't know what to do. I mean, it's like I get upset sometimes so bad that I just I literally feel like I need to knock myself out. Like knock myself out. And I don't, even if I throw myself against the wall, I'm not going to knock myself out because I have a really hard head. So that's what I did. I got shit faced. I got so shit faced. I got drunk. And I don't do that. I mean, like once every 10 years, I get that severely drunk. Those drinks, I had like three huge, like whiskey and soda drinks. They were huge, and I chugged them. And then I puked my guts out. I puked twice. Yeah, I puked, and then I passed out. I did it. I was dancing, like the worst dancing that a drunk could do. Yeah, I was dancing naked in the living room, and then I just passed out, and there was puke all over the place. And I cleaned it up the next day. It was good that I puked. It was good that I puked because you know. And then the next day I didn't. My hangover was just like a little bit of aches and stuff, but I didn't have that throbbing headache, and I wasn't nauseous anymore. So it was good that I puked. But yeah, that's what I had to do because that day was so shitty. I mean, and I could tell you some of the reasons why it was so shitty. It was like I did something stupid at the end of at the end of May. It was at the end of May. I thought it was smart. I don't know why I thought it was smart. I went and traded my Slurpee car. I traded my Slurpee car and I got into this other car. Well, it wasn't smart. It wasn't smart at all. I thought it was going to be smart because the upgrade was that I was getting air conditioned, and I thought that okay, I've got it all set for a month, so I've got a month's time to find a job. I'll be able to find a job and keep up with this car. No, it's just like when I had Thundercat. It was just like when I had the Santa Fe. It was just like when I had Slurpee. I've had four cars in 4 years. I've spent tremendous amounts of money, and I could never find a job. No job. I have skills galore. I mean, what's as far as feminine, female type of typical female skills, I have them. I can type, I can do your secretary crap, I can do your hostess thing, I can serve somebody a cheeseburger, I can, get on a computer and make your reservations, I can sell you something as a telemarketer. got all kinds of skills. But yet, 4 cars in 4 years, and I couldn't find a job. And it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of trying. So, I mean, I finally, I finally just had to accept I'm not wanted. They don't want me around. I don't know. I'm like, is it because I'm old, or is it because I'm fat, or is it because I'm a woman, or is it because I'm white? What the fuck? But no, I don't even think it has. It's just point blank, simple. They just don't want me around, and it sucks. It really sucks because I'm always fucking broke, and I was spending all the little bit of money that I did have. I was spending it all on these cars, with the fucking hope that I was gonna get a better job, and nothing. Zilcho, crapola, nothing. Just 4 years of wasting money on cars. That's all right though, because I mean, I did get to go like with Thundercat and Slurpee. I did get to go on a couple of cool road trips, so that was something. I went camping. I did some camping, and that was fun. I like camping. Mm. Now I'm out. I mean, now I had the car, and they turned the car off. They had some kind of computer device where they turned the car off. Like, I don't know. Like, they didn't even wait. They didn't even wait until I was late on the payment. They turned the car off, and I hadn't even missed a payment yet. I'm like, oh my god. I paid for insurance. I had my registration all updated. I made a down payment. Plus, I traded Slurpee in all this shit, and they turned the car off before a month had passed. They just turned the car off. How am I supposed to look for a job and make the payment when you can just turn the car off with the touch of a button? So I called them. I'm like, fuck this shit. Nobody wants me to have a job. You can turn my car off with the touch of a button at any whim. I'm not even late on the payment yet. I'm sick of people. This is like the hotel rooms at the beach. I wouldn't give you a fucking penny. I mean, I love going to the beach. I think the beach is beautiful. I love the ocean, but what they've done now with these fancy schmancy hotels makes me kind of nauseous. It's like they want you to pay anywhere from $250 to $600 a night for this fancy schmancy hotel on the beach. And then they give you this plastic card key. It's not even a real key. It's just this plastic thing with a code that the front desk people can change at any minute. So you go in there with your credit card, you pay $500 for one night, and you go to your room, and then whatever, maybe you go downstairs to get a soda. Now you can't get back in your room. They change the code on you. What are you going to do? That's what they can do. They can do that. I mean, well, what, are you going to call your credit card company at 11 o'clock at night, and or what are you going to do? Call the police? Say I paid? Now you how are you going to prove it? Uh, because because you have the key. I mean, it's just a big fiasco. And this is how people can screw with you. And you just gave them $500, and they can still fuck with you. You think that's worth it? I don't. I don't think that's worth it. And in my life, it's been people fucking with me left and right for the past 8 years. So when somebody says, "Yeah, a room is $500 for some code key that they can fuck with me any minute," no. I went to this one hotel once. I'm not even going to mention the name because I don't want to start no shit. But went to this one hotel room. The guy specifically said, I said, "How much is it for one night?" And he said it was 100 and something dollars. I said, "Okay, I would like, 2 nights, right?" So I gave him like the 200 and whatever dollars for the. Then on the second night, he said, "You haven't paid for the second night." I was like, "What? You told me it was 100. I paid 200 and something." No, 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 no. It was da 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 da. So I had to pay again for the second night. I was so pissed. But this is the kind of shit that people pull all the time. And there's nothing you can do because you know what they say? You don't like it, get lost. That's why I don't want a car. I don't want to pay a car payment. I don't want to pay your mechanic. I don't want to pay the car insurance people. I don't want to pay your registration. I don't want to pay your tolls. I don't want to pay any of that shit anymore. I'm done. And as far as your hotels go, you can keep those too. You know, I'm not the one who goes and has these big parties and wrecks everything. I'm not the reason they lock the public bathroom at the public beach. I'm not the reason. I've been giving and giving and giving when I have the least amount to give, and I get zilcho in return. I've had it. Goodbye, good riddance, you know what?